So I know the powers that be listening to me because I'll be saying some deep stuff and then it starts over. I get it. But I was complaining about daylight savings time, and I was saying how it was a farce, and how we all know that time isn't linear, and time is something that we made up for ourselves here in this chronological thing, even though we know time's not linear. Like, we played this game. We flipped the clocks back and forth. I was saying how I couldn't stand daylight savings time because by the time I get used to it, it's time to spring forward. And so it's like, if we spend 30 years on a job and then you find out you were really only there for a day, you're going to be jacked. I don't know what's wrong with our little crazy human life down here, but I'm going to say it is still a blessing. Okay, thanks. Because we're getting to live it. I guess we could be floating in some black hole somewhere of nothingness. And I was watching this movie Interstellar, right? And these people went up to space and they're just there looking down on the earth, this nice big ball of clouds and water and stuff. But they're just out in space floating around, you know, and they're like all, you know, far away from everything in the darkness. Why would you want to be up there? There's not anything up there. They haven't even found anything that cures our planet or heals our planet yet up there, if it's such a thing. You know, this is where my brain is at today. But mostly, hello y'all. Welcome to what we humans call Monday, the reset of our reality. Fun, right? I had a good weekend as a human. Went shopping with my husband. Got some new kicks because the older I'm getting, the more I'm like having to change shoes because my knees, hips, and ankles and everything else have to constantly be supported. I wish the days where I can just wear out one pair of shoes forever, but those days are long gone. So did that, watch football, barbecue, hang with my babe, played some video games. I had a nice veg all weekend besides cleaning, and as you can see, I sound a lot better, so I feel a lot better, so that's a blessing. Yeah, everything's cool. No crazy neighbors, which is good. So in this world of the time that we've made up for ourselves, I guess. Don't tell me I made up these crazy neighbors, because that would be annoying. But yeah, y'all. Other than that, it was a chill weekend. Hopefully you guys had one as well. Yeah, I'm just trying to get used to daylight savings time. It is so annoying. The time, the actual physical act of setting your clocks back an hour does something to my brain. It's like, why would we want to go backwards in life? What is an extra hour of sleep? There's no such thing as that, my guy. Because you still gotta go do 1,000 other things. And most people these days, if you do have a day off, you're not jumping out of your bed to do stuff. And if you don't have a day off and you're working, it's gonna get so freaking dark so fast that you're gonna try to rush to do everything so you can get home. And you end up falling asleep early because it's so dark and you have nothing else to do. And yeah, that's just your day. And then if you're lucky like us, we get snow. And that's kind of why I like the snow, because the snow like lights up the night here. And I'm going to tell you, the reason why I also like snow is because you can see if somebody been walking around your house. And before alarm systems, that would come in handy if they had some footprints outside of your house. But yeah, let's get into these, and I'm going to segue, but let's get into these football stores. I won my fantasy this week, if that makes any sense to you. Let's see what I got. Oh yeah, I whooped some butt, baby. Will I make it to the playoffs? I don't know, because I lost so much before this happened. But I won this week. That's all that matters. So I guess I should be happy about that. Let's get into what the scores were. So the Eagles beat the Cowboys 28-23. That was a pretty good game. The Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. The Raiders beat the Giants 30-6. The Colts beat the Panthers 27-13. The Browns beat the Cardinals 27-0. Y'all didn't score like not 1 point. The Texans beat the Buccaneers 39-37. I need a new quarterback for sure. My backup quarterback, Geno Smith, who's on the Seahawks, only scored 2 points today. And Lamar, he only scored me 11. Like, this is bad. The Ravens beat the Seahawks, which is crazy because Lamar is the Ravens quarterback. They got 37 points, but he only scored 11, so that tells me that it was a bunch of passing, like a bunch of running going on. Unless the defense did it all, I don't know. The Commanders beat the Patriots 20-17. The Packers beat the Rams 20-3. The Saints beat the Bears 24-17. The Vikings beat the Falcons 31-28. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins in Germany 24-14. And the Steelers beat the Titans 20-16. So, and then tomorrow the Chargers play the Jets. So the Titans really fell off. They used to be the team. I remember they were the guys to beat, but it ain't even happened with you guys. It ain't even happened. Yeah, I was just looking at that. Crap. Let's see what else is going on. Lauryn Hill responds to backlash regarding her tardiness. A lot of people say she's late to concerts, so this is what she had to say.
She's late. She's late to meet. Yo, y'all lucky I make it on this blood rise stage every night. I don't do it because they let me do it. I do it because I stand here in the name of God, and I do it. God is the one who allows me to do it. Who surrounded me with family and community when there was no support, when the album sold so many records, and no one showed up and said, hey, would you like to make another one? So I went around the world and I played the same album over and over and over again. Because we're the survivors. It would say here she's late.
Well, it wasn't so rude. Some people felt like it was rude for her to say, be lucky I'm here. But she was basically saying that she's old school and she's an artist and it's a craft. And so y'all gonna continue to get late Lauryn. That's pretty much what she was saying. When gratuity is automatically added, do you tell people to remove it if the server sucks? If you go into a restaurant that somebody was telling me they're depressed and then literally just said, like, at least, and it's daylight savings time, and he said, at least it's not spring forward, that one sucks. What is wrong? So I found another human that thinks spring forward is worse. If you guys think spring forward is worse, something's wrong with y'all. Spring forward, the evenings are longer, you can gallivant around like it's a party time. Anyway, if I go to a restaurant that has gratuity, I'm going to pay because I know that it's that kind of restaurant. So whatever. Some people are saying tipping culture has become super toxic. What I don't like now is everywhere you go, somebody's asking for a tip. CVS, Walgreens, McDonald's, this, that. Like, I just, like, you could go get a shoe and they'll be like, do you want it? No, I don't. Like, it's a recession. That's what I don't like. Your father and husband get into a fist fight. Who are you helping? Well, I'm going to be very mad at my husband because why would you be trying to fight an old man? So, yeah, somebody said I'm hitting both of them. Somebody said, who would be married to someone that would disrespect your father? Yeah, that's crazy. They say excessive cell phone usage can contribute to low sperm counts. November 9th, Popeyes is giving away free chicken sandwiches for National Chicken Sandwich Day. I think everybody is kind of over the Popeyes craze. It was around, it was great, and everybody, I know I was one of the psychopaths trying them. I think I ate one like multiple days in a row because I thought they were so good, and now I can't tell y'all the last time I had one of them things. See what else we got going on. Besides football and obviously the Hamas war or genocide, a lot of people are calling it now, with Palestine and Israel, it's really, and you even hate to say there's nothing going on in the news because that's pretty huge. The biggest thing that happened today in my husband's life is that he had to hold back from watching the Chiefs game because they played early this morning in Germany and he could not know the score. And he was telling me how much willpower it took him to not watch that game. And I said, I want you to have that same willpower to everything you ain't supposed to be looking at. But I thought it was so funny. My husband takes his football so serious, dude. He really does. Oh my gosh. Damar Hamlin, who had got that whole cardiac arrest thing that happened to him like 10 months ago. There's a picture of him like standing alone on the field, just reflecting after the game. He's only played one game, which I'm surprised they let him do that, but they ain't about to deal with that man. I mean, I think that's unfortunate what happened with him, but he doesn't need to be playing anymore. That's such a huge liability. But the reason I said, oh my gosh, like that is because somebody just happened to take that photo of him doing that just one last time on that field. And just, for time to not matter, us humans always gotta make some sentimental moment in time. And I don't know, Interstellar got me all jacked up, man. It's got me all jacked up. Let's see what else we got here. Any of the U.S. artillery troops sent to bombard the Islamic State returned home plagued by nightmares, panic attacks, depression, and hallucination. The New York Times investigation found. Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. Nicolas Cage has a new movie role where he's going to play a man popping up in people's dreams in a new dark comedy. It's a metaphor for viral fame that the star found cathartic. Cool. Joe Burrow is supposedly the closest thing to Tom Brady. I'm telling you, man. The NFL needs a Tom Brady at all times. That's the catalytic catalytic, catalytic, y'all know what I'm saying, converters surged so aggressively during the pandemic that Congress looks to step in. Now, new data indicates that the tidal wave of thefts is subsiding. They were stealing the heck out of them things. Banks are abruptly closing customers' accounts, often without saying why. Individuals and businesses are left unable to pay rent or make payroll. Yeah, this one here is hitting home a little bit, y'all. It's got me very quick and close to like want to go take my money up out of the account, because why are these banks like, what is happening right now? It's just, I don't even know. I need some insurance here because this is really crazy. I'm gonna like have to go get a paper printout of what's up with the banks, because why and how is this happening? There's so many stories about this, people's money just disappearing. That is not gonna be cool with me. Like, New Jersey elementary school janitors accused of performing sexual acts with school objects and contaminating food and cafeteria utensils with bodily fluids and bleach. What the heck was he had going on? Other than that, y'all, it is like, it's like news going on, but nothing that you can use or lose. I was looking for something amazing for you guys to parlay with, but it ain't. Let's get into these Reddits though. What should be taught about consent that usually isn't? I don't know what they're teaching. Back in my day, especially when boys were like violent to you, they're like, oh, that just means he likes you. That's never okay now as an adult. So I would think like when women are teachers or whoever are teaching girls that if a boy's picking on you, that means he likes you. That is like the beginning of toxic relationships. And that's the beginning of teaching girls it's okay to be bullied because someone likes you. And I can't believe that that's the era I grew up in. But here it is. Someone says, no means no unless there's safe words or negotiated. Maybe I'll think about it. Let me get a drink first. Also, no. Confidence and clarity is everything. If you do not have the confidence to say no, then do not suggest entering into any kind of situation. Consent can be revoked at any time. Compliance is not the same as actual consent. If you have pressure someone into doing something they're not enjoying themselves, and unless you're handing over cash to a pro, your partner deserves to enjoy themselves. Yeah, a lot of grown women need to learn this, because a lot of women just be going along with stuff. Somebody said that just because you're married doesn't mean consent is automatic or ongoing. Just in general, that consent isn't ongoing, and there's a difference between coercion and consent. I think fine or freeze also needs to be spoken about more so people who do it can help overcome it, and who's accepting it as consent can understand it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky all the way. Do you find men moaning hot? And if so, why? And I'm going to say no. I don't want no man moaning. This is not a freaking romance novel. Somebody said definitely because it shows they're having fun too. I like it because I know they're enjoying it. A lot of y'all likes these noises. Somebody said no, I'm into growling. See, yeah, growl, but I don't want to hear men moan. No. Growling, grunting, that's more manly to me. I don't like the whole moan. I won't even reenact it because it turns my stomach. How did you become less stupid after your early 20s? Life. Straight up life. Somebody said you'll naturally learn how more things work over time. I mean, you really never stop learning. I mean, I learned a lot. Like, I try to learn something every day. And something that I learn might be like minuscule to other people, because like my husband said G-force when we were watching that movie, and he was talking about they call gravity that. I didn't know what the heck he was talking about, but he knows a lot of space crap. I don't know if he knows that stuff from Star Wars or if he just is space nerd, but yeah, I learned what G-force is. You know, never stop learning. Have you ever gotten up and quit your job in the middle of a work shift? If so, why? I have on second jobs because I really didn't need them. And I was just like, this ain't for me. Like, it sounded good until I got into it. And it's just like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Day 2, owner tells me that he pays taxes for us. So he pays cash and it is after taxes and not the 10-hour we agreed to. I walked out and called the IRS hotline to report fraud. Dang. You just ain't gonna leave? You gonna get the man in trouble too? They ain't gonna do nothing. Dishwasher had worked there 2 weeks. The AC for kitchen and office both broke the day before I started. The office AC was fixed. The following day, the kitchen AC wasn't priority. It was a heat wave. Yeah. Those little jobs, like. I worked at a car wash in the winter in the wet tunnel. Manager got on my face for wearing a coat that didn't have the company logo in it, but they didn't make uniform coats. Told him to eat my entire butt and choke on it, and then I left. It gets to below zero there regularly. I'm not risking my life and comfort for $12 an hour. I know that's right. You know, never be in a position where you have to settle for those jobs. And I know that's easier said than done. And like, I know like when my boys, I want them to work, but I don't want them to like feel like they have to settle. And it's been some times where like they've been on some jobs where, especially my youngest, because he's so young and impressionable, and he's dealt with some managers that were just straight a-holes. And I'm like, you know, I don't want you to be stressed out. I do want you to have a manager you can communicate with. Of course, managers are going to tell you what to do, but some people are just jerks for no reason. And I'm like, just go on and leave that place, because you ain't got no kids or nothing like that. And they're not in positions where, now my oldest is, he got bills, but my youngest is still young and figuring out, you know, exactly what he's going to be doing. So I just try to encourage him to not be stressed at work, especially when you don't have to. So don't get yourself in life situations where you have to be stuck at a job that you got to be stressed at. That's, to me, the key of life. What's the most out of touch thing you've heard people say? People say out of touch things every day because people believe that the world only revolves around them. So there's so many. There's too many to name. Somebody said, "You seem sad," my mother to my sister at her husband's funeral. The wife of the business owner complaining to the employees about how she's underpaid for working there. She literally owns the building and her family make $300,000 a year. Aren't you a bit too old to have a grandma? A neighbor, when I told her my grandma just passed away. People just opening their mouths, just say the dumbest thing. Speaking of which, I went to the gym today and there was this dude coughing his head off. He was not by me, but just the fact that people still cough without covering their mouth after everything we went through is just maddening to me and wild and crazy. And I know I probably shouldn't have went to the gym, but I'm just going to keep building this immune system up. But it's just, people are just so disgusting. It really doesn't matter what you do. Men, what are the most unacceptable places a woman suggested you go to for a date? These are interesting. Very expensive restaurants. Just false pretenses in general. A year ago, a woman invited me to her house for a first date dinner. Said she'd be grilling. Turned out she invited a bunch of friends over to help her move out of her house. And the grilling was hot dogs and charcoal. I put a box in a moving van on the way to my car and left. That's smart though, moving first date. I'm gonna have to use that one day. There used to be this ship that would depart every 3 hours. It was dinner and a show. Sounds lovely enough, about $30 a person with no add-ons. Well, she ordered like 9 glasses of wine, a side dish, and a dessert. Her part of the check was $311. Mine was $38. I wish y'all could have seen the look at her face when I asked the waiter to split the check. I'm not sure there is an unacceptable place that I can think of. I ended up at a funeral during a date once, but it was like circumstantial. A date including her friends and family in a situation where I feel ambushed would be terribly independently of the place. Don't understand that. A woman once sent me a few pictures of a resort in Hawaii and suggested we get the big suite for a weekend trip and we can invite our mutual friend Mike as well. She was impressed by the complimentary service and amenities for only $4,400 a night. I thought she wasn't serious and sent her a joke about where to find my tent about a mile off the beach. Apparently she was serious and ghosted me. She had big plans. To a Salt Bay restaurant that I would pay my whole salary on the receipt. Yeah, Salt Bay's restaurant is expensive. Yeah. What the heck is this? Dating a woman with vaginismus, I don't even know what this is. Vaginismus and anhedonia. Why? Or I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Now I gotta Google it maybe. I don't know. But people write long books about it. Somebody said, wish you the best. I guess it's somebody with a sex addiction. That hurt my brain. Let's get into these story times. I don't even know I read that.
Looks like we have another case of a down low man taking the life of his wife. If you don't know what the word down low man means, it is a man that prefers men but hides that fact and dates women publicly, even marries them publicly. We have seen a lot of cases recently where this turns violent. All statements are reported and alleged. Let's talk about this case. David Trones and Shanti Cooper met online. She thought that this man seemed great. He was handsome. He said he had just inherited millions. He was willing to move to be with her. So he did indeed move from Minnesota to Orlando, Florida to be with Shanti. They got married in 2017. They bought a house that he bought and did not put his wife's name on it, which was peculiar to read. They started doing renovations to this house. Allegedly, Shanti paid for all of those renovations, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars. David did not work, and he was just kind of overseeing the renovations. He decided that he wanted to try to find a way to cut some of their losses, or Shanti's losses, on these renovations. So he started talking to a TV show called Zombie House Renovations, where they do house flipping. We've all seen the shows. Eventually, Ashanti says, no, I don't want to be on the zombie house flipping show. No, I'm out. We're not doing this. That winds up being one of the motives the prosecutors believe made David take her life. Oh, you don't want to be on the zombie house flipping show? Well, then I'll show you. The other motive is that through the investigation, they found that David frequented a men's gym and spa, which is really like a men's bathhouse where men who like men go to hang out. No problem with that unless you're married and, you have this woman married to you under false pretenses. Not cool. He went to that place at least 70 times during his relationship and marriage to Shanti. And one of the witnesses that spoke with detectives said he knows of at least 2 men that David was with during his relationship and marriage to Shanti. Regardless of what the motive was, this happened April 24th, 2018 in Orlando, Florida. Finally, now, 5 years later, the 6-day trial ended on October 18th, 2023. A jury found him guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison, and he will serve that in Florida Department of Corrections. So whatever the motive was, he's in prison now. Rest in peace to Shanti. It's very unfortunate that now David gets to just be surrounded by men, which maybe was what he wanted the whole time. He should have just lived his truth and left her out of it.
Amen to that, sister.
No, because I've been trying to figure out what is behind this Matthew Perry death, and guess whose name popped up? Doja Cat. And I know what you're thinking. What the hell could Doja Cat have to do with Matthew Perry? Just listen. Don't forget, you can find my podcast on Spotify under That's Insane with Asha. Now let's get into it. I'm sure that everyone was aware of the very cryptic messages that Matthew Perry was posting on his Instagram before his death, where he was basically calling for Batman. You see the Batman symbol in most of his posts. Upon doing some research, I found that he did a Faustian prayer 3 weeks prior to becoming famous from Friends. You can find this on Insider. Here's the actual prayer. He said, God, you can do whatever you want to me. Just please make me famous. See, the thing about a Faustian prayer is it can be answered by the devil. God doesn't bargain. So for someone to try to reach out to God and say, God, do whatever you want for me, just cut me a deal. Yeah, guess who's going to hear that? Let me read you this excerpt. It says, in response to his request, the devil sends his right-hand man, who offers Faust a deal. He can have supreme knowledge and power for 24 years, but in exchange, the devil wants Faust's soul, where it will then spend eternity in hell. Faust accepts the bargain and signs his fate with blood. Let's keep going. Some of you are saying, what does that have to do with Doja Cat? It has a lot to do with Doja Cat. You know why? You know how we've been seeing her go down this spiral where she all of a sudden became demonic? And a lot of you realize that in the industry, the devil uses people to do bidding. I need you guys to look at this post that she made in September with the reference to Friends. It's a very cryptic message, but it's also very clear. As you can see at the end of that handle, That is the only video on Doja Cat's TikTok right now. And she posted it in September. So to me, that is a very cryptic message. What if Matthew Perry was trying to push out this memoir and sending these bat signals and these cryptic Instagram posts because he was trying to let people know that someone was coming for his soul? I think Doja Cat's role in this entire thing is to collect souls for the devil. And that's why we saw that drastic change where she literally turned into a demon. And then released a song saying, "How do my demons look?" Because there are multiple of them, and she is coming to take back what is owed to people from Hollywood. I am gonna have to do a part 2 because this video is creeping me out and it's honestly getting too long, and I want to be more clear on what I'm trying to say and come with some more receipts because I have them. But I honestly think that Doja Cat was sending a message to let the cast of Friends know, hey, we're coming for you. We being the devil, her being a demon, because you don't know what they did for fame. And back in the day, very cryptic, cultic things were done for the price of fame.
Girl, I don't know what this lady's talking about, but she seemed very passionate. And she has went down some rabbit holes for sure.
My. You sure look good tonight. I said, boy, Vlad is really taking down the black community. He is fucking up all of our memories and every goddamn thing. Now, I was cool with thinking that Johnny Gill was gay. The motherfucker make great music. I listen to it every Sunday. When I'm cleaning the house and when I'm cooking and shit, it's Johnny Gill. It's true with him and Eddie Murphy. You know the rule. Listen, they say that Eddie Murphy like trans women. That's what they said. That's what they said. I don't know. I wasn't on the boulevard when he was picking them up. But I also know they are in the business of trying to label every black entertainer gay, and it further emasculates the idol. Go ahead. Play the video.
Relationship, but it was someone you were involved with, and because of the gay rumors, you actually did a polygraph test with her. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's wild to have to actually go through that extent to show that you're straight. Like that's crazy.
It was,
to me.
you know, it was crazy because the rumor had been going for so long.
Yeah.
And so you start to realize and look at certain things, like I said, like a record label. They was talking to a record label. It was like, well, we would, but I think, he's gay, so we don't want to. It's like, so we hear that's all this stuff that's going. And I remember her telling me, about her friend saying this and saying that and blah, blah, blah. She never asked me to do it, but I wanted to show her something. I wanted to prove a point to her.
Oh, I didn't know polygraph test was clearing niggas of gayness. I said, now, Johnny, I don't think women motherfucking care, because obviously you were still able to get pussy. And she was giving you pussy, but maybe in the back of her mind, after you had the best motherfucking album, and that my, you sure look good tonight. You weren't talking about us, you were talking about a trans woman that you and Eddie Murphy was allegedly sharing, okay? But a polygraph, if I gotta get a nigga to take a polygraph test, nigga, you gay. This is all I'm gonna say. Moving on.
No, it's funny.
Is something a job taught you that you'll never forget.
Hi, I'm here to tell you that all the big box stores like Jared's, Zales, and JCPenney's are price gouging and full on taking advantage of the public, mostly because they're uneducated. Not that they're all fault, mind you. But let's look at this. This is a 2-carat diamond engagement set from JCPenney. Beautiful ring, right? $6,249 regular. But wait, they got a sale going on for $1,714. Wow, what a deal, right? Well, look up here where it says Diamond Clarity. See that right there, I2, I3? For those of you that are not familiar with how diamond grading works, diamonds are graded by 4 categories: color scale, clarity scale, carat weight, and cut scale. Starting with color, white diamonds are D, E, and F. You still get pretty white ones around G, H, and I. It starts to turn yellow really around J, in my opinion. Then clarity comes up. Have I, SI, VS, and VVS, and flawless. If anybody tries to sell you a flawless diamond, punch them right in the gut because they're blatantly lying to you. They don't exist. And the ones that do are in safes locked away for millions of dollars. So what does an I3 diamond look like? Like that. Or that. Or that. Or that. It's like a piece of quartz you found in the mud down by the creek. And the color is I to J. Meaning it's right there on the cusp with yellow. Meaning it's not even going to look like this, dude. It's going to have a slight yellow tint to it. The center stone's going to be ugly. Now me, I make a living, not a killing. My family's owned a small jewelry store since 1984. We pride ourselves on not screwing people over. We're honest, take pride in that. But to expose the shit out of the whole industry here. A lot of salesmen intentionally don't tell you what all this means so they can get you to buy it. They want you to stay stupid, uneducated, and ignorant on this stuff. Well, let's say, for example, you want that same ring, but you want it from me. I can get it in SI1 quality. It's a milestone above I3 or I2. Example, this is an SI1 right here. It's right there below VS, which is very small. Wouldn't be in no IJ color neither. I could double the quality of this. I would sell it regular for like $2,800. Now, if I wanted this exact ring though, I would sell it for like $1,600. Not even kidding you, $1,600 would be about my markup. I would still undercut the corporations because this is garbage that they're peddling. If any of you out there are looking to get engaged, honestly, go to my Instagram, hop in my DMs. I might can help you out. But keep this scale in mind. You want a good middle-of-the-road diamond that ain't gonna break the bank? SI1 or SI2, where between D and H. Ideally, you want to stay between a half and a full carat. You can get a 1 carat oval diamond for like around $4,200 versus at these big box stores that would charge you $6,000 for an I3 in the same size. Remember, next time you're out and about shopping, look up this scale and be wary.
If you think you're getting a clarity diamond in JCPenney, you don't need this guy to tell you that.
If I'm in a scary situation, something scares me, or somebody jumps out, or there's a loud noise, I'm going to pull my upper eyelids back.
Look like crazy eyes.
Yeah. Okay, but that matches. But we don't ever in fear. The only time we will pull our upper eyelids back and hold them is roller coaster, haunted house, a terror.
Loud noise.
Right.
Yeah.
We never hold our upper eyelids pulled way back, except when we're nuts.
When you're the psychopath.
There's a lot of people in the public eye. If you look at the pictures of them,
they have their eyes like that a lot.
They always they're showing their sclera. And there's something about mental instability and volatility, and I'm not safe. I don't know what it is. And I've done a lot of research, but I almost always find that somebody who's committed a heinous crime and a really violent crime, they're almost always 20, 30% of their pictures that you can find up on the blind where they're holding that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I better be careful above eyes. Even though my husband swears my eyes are the biggest eyes he's ever seen. He should know then. I'm crazy.
I'm really starting to think that the music industry and the celebs that are in it have been fooling us all this time. I do not think any of them have money at all. I mean, cash poor type shit. And there's a good reason for that. People like Gucci and Christian Dior and Louis Vuitton, they are the Rolex and the Bentleys of the fashion industry. So they do not need a celebrity to showcase their latest design to sell it. They don't. So when you see these rappers and singers and stuff in the music industry showing their clothes and their houses and all that stuff, I really think they're getting all that stuff on credit. In the music industry, it's like, you work for me, we give you all these gifts. Why do you think so many people are in some real fucked up contracts right now? And also, in our community, we always talk about if we had millions of dollars, how we would buy up the block, how we would help our people and stuff. And you don't see them doing that, and people think it's because they're selfish. No, I think it's because they are cash poor and they really cannot help you. It brings me to this. The music industry is very successful in creating images into demeaning us in every single way, and they profit and make lots of money off of that, and we buy into that every time we support them. To us, it's just entertainment, but it really is a plan. Now, why would little old me feel this way? Because none of it makes sense. I'm telling you, they are a walking billboard for companies to get black dollars. And why? Because nobody in the entire world spends like black people. No matter how broke we are, no matter if the rent needs to get paid, nothing matters when it comes to us getting them dollars to look good and to look like we also have the celebrity lifestyle. Like, it's all a plan, all of it. It's so you can be broke so they can get the cash from you that they're not getting. Now, I know that may sound crazy, but I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, something just is not right here. And then when you think of C-list and D-list rappers and stuff like that, it's not that their music is trash. They try to make it seem like, oh, they just aren't relevant anymore. No, the talent is still there and always have been. The problem is if a brand isn't able to use them to further push whatever agenda they got going on, none of us black folks is going to want to buy into whatever that rapper or whoever, whatever they're selling. If they cannot use you, they don't want you. And I think that time tells us, even with the government, if they cannot use you, you do not have nothing to give them at all. You serve them no purpose. So once again, these companies are the Bentley and Rolexes of the entertainment world and the fashion world and all of the government. They do not need no advertisement. So all this false narrative of, oh, they're just advertising this and they give celebrities free stuff here and now, they know they're giving them fucking free shit all the time because they're not actually physically paying them with cash. They're getting our black dollars. Let that sit. So in short, the music industry and celebs and designer brands are in cahoots with each other to make it look like they're getting money to buy those expensive things, but it's really just a marketing plan to take our money. Nobody spend money like black people. Peace.
Stay woke. Listen, I hope y'all money is able to continue to be spent and these banks don't mess with y'all money. That's what I'm praying. While you guys are out here in whatever time zone, time capsule, time stamp that you're in, take the time for yourself. Take the time to enjoy your life and just be blessed wherever you are. I pray you have a great, amazing week. As you guys can see, I am pretty much like drunk off of like, I'm just in a daze right now. I don't even know what time it is. It's crazy right now. This daylight savings time is really racking my brain. But you guys stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow with hopefully less complaints about daylight savings time. It's going to at least take me a week. Y'all stay up.